Hello, mimi naitwa James. Ogote about the board. I come from Kakamega County. I am a biochemist by profession. And together with me are friends. We are actually family friends. We are three, right? We are four. I'm missing there's a Musa here. So I would love each one of you to introduce yourselves. We say we're coming from your profession, because we are different professions and we're here to discuss something. We'll be starting from that side here.
Hey guys, I'm Simon Ujambo from Busia County, Samia Sub-County. I'm here in Marsabit, Sololo, serving for Kenya, and it is a pleasure. I'm a registered nurse.
You're happy about that?
That's enough.
Okay. Welcome.
Okay. Hi, hello. I'm Josephat Kagara Mburu. I'm born again. I'm a nutritionist by profession. Currently, I am an apprentice in South Africa, serving here in Sololo. And I bless the Lord for the time that I've been here. And I come from Migori County. And huko kwenyewe bado.
Jammy good.
Yeah,
Very good.
Thank you.
Afternoon, guys. My name is Sami Omuse Emomor is the other name. Oh my God. I come from Busia County. It's a South County with my Kasava. Yeah, I'm a medic by profession. I'm also an apprentice with South Africa. And now I'm based in Sololo. This is Sololo Town? Should be Sololo Town. Sololo Mission Hospital. It is awesome. We eat a lot of mbuzi nyama. So welcome to this side of the world.
Yeah, there are words you have to underline. We eat a lot of mbuzi nyama. He's excited about being a nurse. He's also a Mng'or. You say Mng'or or something. We didn't know about that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? You see, these ugly names Professor. Those are professor names.
Professional.
Yeah, those are people who are in the near future going to hold the economy of Kenya.
I thought it's not a ritualistic name.
These such names come by ritual.
Yeah, choma.
So here we are excited, guys. We are here in missions. We are all big missionaries. And we're also serving God with our professions. I'm a biochemist. He's a medical doctor. And this one is a nutritionist. And the other one is a nurse. But we're currently here also as missionaries, the big mandate that Christ has given to us. And we want to slightly think about missions. So maybe Brother Mburu is going to take us and tell us what about missions. What do you think about missions? What is the heart of missions actually? Yeah? Welcome.
Thank you so much, James. I think mission is really a big thing when you think about it as a Christian. Because when you talk about mission, I would say is the heart of God. Because when you look at it from the beginning, Genesis, seeing God looking in a way of reconciling man to himself after they had sinned against him by thinking to themselves of what was good for them, and rather going for what was good for them instead of going for what was good in the eyes of God. So we see from Genesis coming down up to in the New Testament, it has been a process of God reconciling man to himself.
Yeah.
And so when you think about mission, you think about men or people being brought to the knowledge and understanding of who God is. What is the good news of God's salvation to a lost people? So when you talk about mission and now bringing it down to a personal level, thinking out now like, this is what I've received as a born-again Christian. And now there is this call to go out and call others to come and hear this good news that you've received. And a good example is the Samaritan woman. After he had all these secrets that he was told by Jesus Christ, you see the heart that she was moved with to go out and tell these people, come and see this man who has told me everything that I knew not about myself. So we see something that you've received, and now after receiving it, there is a call to go and share it out to others. So that's what I was saying in short. Is missions, taking it from the heart of God, looking at this is what God is concerned with, bringing men to himself, these men who had sinned against him. Then these men have received this message. Now there is a call for these who have received to go out and bring in men to this great news.
Well, good. Like you are saying that someone should see the perspective of God.
Yeah.
God wants men to be reconciled to himself.
Sure.
And that's why he sends Christ after that period, and Christ is in the place. And so the mission of God is that all men may come back to salvation. So mission and salvation, okay, we won't talk about that so much.
Yeah.
I may dilute.
Yeah,
But maybe who should carry the mandate of missions? Who should carry on with the mission? The missionaries. We have these great people who call themselves missionaries. We have bishops, we have apostles, we have so many people, so many titles.
Evangelists.
Evangelists.
The
Sijui
men of
unajitanga nani? Mimi niliona hizo titles nyingine nikashindwa nichukue gani. So itabaki tu brother. Actually, yeah. So maybe Mzee would tell us something. Who should carry the mission?
Actually, missions is meant for everyone. Be you a mtumishi, be you a reverend, be you a church member. Christ himself says, as the Father sent me, so I sent you. I believe from Christ's words, we are mandated. It is an obligation. Obligation here means that if we come to accept Christ, then we accept to be sent to the nation. However, the other difference is not all of us will be sent to these nations. Some of us will stand with missions as financiers, those who support those guys who are in the field. Some will go to the field. Some will pay those guys that are in the field. Some will be there to support them in their mental strength. However, missions is meant for everyone. Be you in the field, be you supporting financially, be you a prayer partner, be you one guy who is just there to give this support of psychological, moral. So missions, in a broader perspective, is meant for everyone. As long as we come to realize Christ, as long as we proclaim Christ as the Savior of our lives, we are meant missioners. That is our obligation. That is where we are called, so that Christ can be known to those parts of the world where He is unknown. That is our core value of coming to the earth. That is our core value of knowing the gospel. And so, if we want to live the gospel, then our greatest desire, our greatest call is mission. Our greatest desire and thing on earth is making Christ known to those parts of the world that He is not known. Making those village people, those ones in Sololo, for example, who have never heard of this gospel, make them realize and come to know that there is a Christ who saves, that there is grace that is meant for all of us to come to this one table. Isaiah says, now we come, let us reason together. So our biggest obligation is to make people come to this table of reasoning together from the scriptures and knowing Christ.
Hey, that's quite interesting. So you want to say that anyone who is a believer is just like part of this mission already. Yeah. Whether you're in the field, whether you are sending your finances to support somebody who is preaching somewhere, or whether you are just praying for these people, but you are being involved in some kind of way. I think that's what we are learning from it, right? That from the pastor of a given church to the Sunday school kid, all these people are part of godly mandate of carrying on the mission. So like everybody is in the mission. It's not a strange word. I think it's becoming lighter. I used to think that a mission must go with a missionary who is someone traveling from Britain across the sea, across the Pacific, for anything, as long as it's Asi, even if it's sibling, he'll travel. Then he should come to Africa and exactly Marsabit and the northern parts, and then that's a missionary. I used to think like that, but actually everyone's a missionary.